Yo, what is up, guys? It's finally happened. Out of nowhere, crazy news coming out from the Dallas Fuel. They have officially dropped XQC from the roster. He is no longer contracted by the Dallas Fuel. He is no longer competing in the Overwatch League. And this is crazy, guys. Out of nowhere. Let's go and just hop straight into it. On Dallas Fuel's Twitter, they tweeted out, Dallas Fuel announced release of Felix XQC Lengyel. In the article, they say this. It's quite lengthy, but I'm going to read it to you guys. The Dallas Fuel and tank player Felix XQC Lengyel announced they have mutually agreed to part ways. XQC, known as one of the best Winston players in the world, had appeared in 6 Overwatch League matches for the Dallas Fuel this season. His original contract with the team was set to expire at the end of the inaugural Overwatch League season. There are a few players out there who have achieved as much success in a short time as Felix has in competitive Overwatch. Ultimately, it was in best interest of our organization and Felix to part ways before the expiration of his contract, said Mike Raphael, the owner of Dallas Fuel. No one wants to see Felix succeed more than we do, but we do believe he has a bright future ahead of him. I want to thank him for his time and the passion he brought to the Dallas Fuel. Earlier this week, Overwatch League suspended XQC from the competition for 4 matches for player conduct reasons. The recent suspension by the Overwatch League prohibits Lengyel from playing or practicing with any team for the remainder of Stage 2. Our focus is to field a roster with players that are available to help the Dallas Fuel succeed now and in the future. Releasing Felix today allows us flexibility to make additional signings during the league transfer window and allows Felix to pursue other opportunities this season and on his stream. So there it is, guys. This is what the Dallas Fuel had to say about the release of XQC today. After the announcement, XQC was streaming. Obviously, he responded to it immediately, and he said this.
Chase down Mike and tell me he's a bad owner, and please don't chase the team saying they're garbage and that I don't deserve it or whatever. Please don't spam DM the Fuel and be mad about it, dude. Please don't send people fucking death threats again to people, I guess. And try to be as reasonable as possible. I know the hive mind is...
It's a good response. I like what he said. Obviously, he didn't deliver it with like the best energy, which is reasonable. He did just get cut from his team. He got dropped. So I'm glad he made this response. I'm glad he said this to his whole chat and everybody. They need to understand they can't go out and do these things. So good on XQC. I'm glad he did that. Now, there's been so many people to respond to this already on Twitter. So I'm going to show you guys the reactions, the responses from everybody in the community, from casters, analysts, players, teams, coaches, whoever just involved in the community. Ton of people have something to say about this. Here we go. Starting off with MonteCristo on Twitter. He said this. I wish we could have seen more of XQC's exceptional tank play without all the drama and controversy that went along with it. Basically, he's saying what we all already know. XQC has so much potential. If he really did hone in on practicing with his team and focused 24/7 on Overwatch League, he could have been an amazing player, one of the best tanks in the entire league. Unfortunately, though, the drama got in the way, all the controversy. It happened. It is what it is, and he's out. Moving on to the next person, we have Jonathan Larson, reinforcing analyst for the Overwatch League. He said this. How unfortunate. Wrong team at the wrong time, in my opinion. We saw a glimpse of a huge potential of XQC in their game against the Los Angeles Gladiators, but I think there's other teams more suited for him in the Overwatch League. If he ever does return, sad. And I completely agree with Reinforce when he says how unfortunate, wrong team, wrong time, in my opinion. Dude, Dallas Fuel went through so many unfortunate things. Players being sick all the time. Fecht had to go back to Korea. Just so much attention on Dallas Fuel. Yeah, XQC is a big player and he brought a big audience to Dallas Fuel. But regardless of him, the team was already going to be the most popular one in the league. So much attention on them. XQC got magnified even more because he was on the Dallas Fuel. Say if he were on like the Boston Uprising, it could have been handled differently. Also, the team management, I don't think they did a good job handling XQC's situation or trying to control him. So therefore, I think Reinforce really nailed it here. Hopefully he does return though. I hope this isn't the end of his career. Moving on to the next guy, we have Legit RC from San Francisco Shock. He said, I'm sad. Now, the interesting thing about this is there are already rumors that XQC is going to the San Francisco Shock. We'll probably talk about that later, but let's just keep going through all the reactions and stuff. Moving on to the next one, we have Danteh from San Francisco Shock, ex-teammate of XQC, good friend. These guys played on Arc 6 for a while together. And he said this, Bible thump for XQC. Grim Reality responded to this quickly. He said he'll find his place, don't worry. So it seems like Grim Reality has faith that XQC will either join a team or that XQC is either happy streaming. Not too sure what he means, but he has faith that XQC will find his place in life, which is good. I do as well. Danteh also tweeted this, which is kind of funny. It's Fuel's bad, man. Like, pretty good meme there. I think Danteh just started something. Fuel's bad, man. We're going to get those spams going in the Twitch chat in the comments, boys. Moving on to the next guy, we have Bren, another analyst on the desk for the Overwatch League. He said this on Twitter, skilled player. Hope he sorts out his issues and finds his way to another Overwatch League team. So it seems like Bren wants him to get his act together. He wants him to clean it up, stop being, so overbearing, saying crazy things all the time. And he wants to see him again on the field. He wants to see him competing in the league, which I know most of us really do. We have a response here from Kefri, a very talented Widow player, streamer, popular figure in the community. He said this, XQC is an extremely talented player and a very successful streamer. It's unfortunate that Dells Fuel and XQC couldn't find a way to work together throughout all of this. I hope both of them do well moving forward. I mean, that's a great response from Kefri. Despite all the crap and drama he's gone through recently as well, he really did tweet out a great response here. Moving on to the next one, we have Custa, which actually is a stream clip. He said this on the stream. I'll go ahead and play it.
The TLDR of it is the very end of that, where you can only have 12 players in a roster, and XQC is not reliable enough to be playing in a roster. We tried to play with him for stage 1, then he got suspended, okay? And then he comes in, we start playing with him, we start practicing with him really hard and really want him to be a part of the team, and then he gets himself suspended again. And it's like, how can you play with that as a team? If you can't build around a player, especially a main tank player who is very important to the roster, who has the potential to get suspended at a given notice. It doesn't make sense to have him on your roster. I really like Felix as a person.
Wow, really good insight coming from Custa. He basically said the main reason he was released is because there's no room on the roster. How can they use up an extra player on their roster who's going to be suspended all the time is not reliable. You can't trust XQC and that he's going to be able to play because you never know. He could just get himself suspended once again, and that's only going to hurt the Dells Fuel in the long run. They can easily go pick up somebody who they know is good and who won't get suspended. So, great insight. Had nothing to do with him personally, had nothing to do with his gameplay. We all know XQC is a talented player, and Cuss didn't hint at anything bad about XQC in the team environment, whether he's toxic or something. So, it literally just comes down to them needing a reliable player and them needing to get people on their roster who they know are going to play. So, actually, very insightful. Thank you for that response there, Custa. Now, next, we have Stylosa coming out on Twitter. He owns a YouTube channel, very famous. He works with the London Spitfire. He said this. Can't say this is a shock. I think in the long run, this will probably work out fine for XQC though. Now, he can fully focus on developing his awesome streaming career. So Stylosa is kind of saying that he thinks XQC is done with the Overwatch League. He probably won't continue on playing. He won't look for a team. He's going to go all in on his streaming career, which I don't know about that. I hope he doesn't. I want him to continue to compete. I hope he finds a new team. I mean, he does have an amazing streaming career ahead of him. If XQC decided to take the streaming route, I wouldn't blame him. I mean, Defran's doing it right now, and XQC, honestly, is like 10 times bigger than Defran right now. The guy peaks at like 15K viewers. He's always at like 8 to 10K concurrent. He's got almost 10K subs, so he's in a really good spot when it comes to streaming. His career path is set either way. Harsha, an analyst for the San Francisco Shock, said this. Kind of funny, actually. He said, time to go buy an XQC jersey. Now it's a collector's item. Pretty funny there, just thought I'd throw that one in here. We had a tweet come out from Fisher, the main tank for the Los Angeles Gladiators, actually famous for letting the whole world know that XQC was the best main tank in North America, and he was a great main tank going into the Overwatch League. He said this, I trust you can join on another league team, XQC. So it seems like Fisher really does have faith in his abilities, and he wants XQC to continue playing. So that's awesome. Great reply from Fisher there. Muma said something about the situation on his stream. I'll go ahead and play the clip, let you guys be the judge of it.
Yeah, I know he's released. I don't really care. If I didn't worry about him when he was in the league, I'm not going to worry about him when he's not in the league. You know? It's the least of my concerns.
Whatever you think's
I don't think he's homophobic. I don't think he's racist. It's probably for the better for him that he's not in the league. So, he has a great stream. He's an entertaining person. I'm sure he will find happiness in whatever he chooses to do, and I hope that's the case. With that said,
I think they might have
Let's never mention the name again because I don't care.
So yeah, that's what Muma had to say. Very interesting. Seems like he doesn't really care, doesn't want to be bothered by it too much. Probably just focusing on Houston Outlaws and what they're doing right now. Surefour said this, a pretty funny response actually, on Twitter. Now XQC can meme and talk as much as he wants. He's free now. Pretty funny, they're not going to lie. It's true though, XQC is free to do whatever he wants. He won't be fined. He won't get in trouble by the Overwatch League. But if he does continue to do crazy stuff, trash talk, and meme, he might not ever be able to make it onto another Overwatch League team. Alright, so now that I've gone through a lot of the responses, of course there are going to be more that come out, and I'll probably follow up on those as well. But for now, this is going to be it. Moving on to the speculation for XQC and possibly him joining the San Francisco Shock, something that Reinforce tweeted out immediately was this. Speculating, I think a good fit would be the San Francisco Shock for XQC. Danteh, Baby Bay allows Super to move on to off-tank roles as well if he wants to, when he becomes available. Underdog team to shape moving forward, guessing they'd get along with each other as well. XQC also already has the San Francisco Shock tag in-game. Seems like a lot of people are running rampant talking about this already. It does make sense that Danteh and XQC do have that past relationship. They are friends, and this really does kind of make sense. Super, I've heard he's very flex, and this sounds like a pretty good roster. Sinatra, XQC, they're also friends, so who knows? Maybe he goes to San Francisco Shock. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he quits and retires and streams full time. He could be a really good variety streamer. The man is hilarious. I'd watch his stream. I'd watch him play any game. Imagine XQC just trolling on Fortnite, whatever it is. It would be entertaining. Hopefully, though, I hope he still gives it one more try. I want to see him give it another chance and avoid getting suspended. Really grind with the team for maybe a month or two. See where they can go. See if he can become one of those best tanks in the league that we think he is. Regardless, though, guys, that's it for this video. Absolutely insane news coming out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please be sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you want to stay quickly updated on all things Overwatch League, whether it's crazy news like this, awesome responses from the pro players, all that stuff. I just do a ton of Overwatch League content. We're also doing a massive giveaway coming up. You can win Overwatch League jerseys, hoodies, hats, merchandise, all the good stuff. It's going to be huge. Drop that sub, join the Discord, follow my Twitch. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm out of here. Peace.